time the 2017 Big 12 Wrestling Championships will be held March 4th and 5th at the BOK Center in Tulsa. Head coach John Smith and the top-ranked Cowboy wrestling team will be competing for their 5th consecutive and 14th overall team title. Come support the Cowboys and enjoy the exciting competition hosted by the Tulsa Sports Commission at the Arena of the Year. Get your tickets today at Big12sports.com/buy tickets or visit their Facebook page at facebook.com/Big12 in Tulsa. We'll see you in T-Town.
Another good crowd today for a Sunday, NFL playoff Sunday, so you staying home, but again, good solid group in on a Sunday afternoon.
Cowboys and the Chiefs helped that out.
A little bit, yeah, a little bit.
Unfortunately for a lot of the local folks.
Yep.
Yeah. We're about ready to go here, and again, we'll begin at 125 pounds, and it will be Nick Piccinini of the Cowboys, the redshirt freshman, out of New York, 12-5 on the year. Ben Gillette, the senior, for South Dakota State, coming in with a record of 10-9. Didn't look good on Friday night.
Yeah, coming off a disappointing performance, but again, we know on top that's his deal. Working some takedowns. Again, a good opponent here. Again, Redfield, South Dakota. Guy that's a veteran. There's a losing record. He's a Division I starter, but again, another chance for Nicky just to get some confidence. Put a couple of 3-4 wins together. Got a big one next weekend against Missouri and Barlow McGee. Got to stay inside that top 12 if you head towards March.
And we're underway. The Cowboys back in the more traditional orange singlets today, trimmed in black and white piping. Underneath, Piccinini in on the single leg. Gets in on that right leg of Ben Gillette. Trying to fight him off as he takes him up in the air. Dumps him over the top, grabbing an ankle, trying to turn it into a scramble, is Gillette. Laying on his right shoulder, but Nick gets the ankle free, has the takedown, and leads it 2-0.
A good aggressive start. Standing around and go out and set the tone. The big dual meet, Nicky senses that.
Laces up those legs, and he's immediately working for a turn here to try to add some back points to an early takedown. Nick Piccinini of the Cowboys. Get a 12-5 record on the year. Can't get him turned over. Still has those legs laced up a little bit. Trying to use that. Still, again, going up that figure four around that left leg. That inside leg getting up underneath the chin and getting behind that shoulder, trying to roll that man over enough to expose those shoulders and get a count out of it. Now he's getting a count out of it. He still has that inside leg tied up. Able to get the man turned, that left shoulder well up off the mat, but enough to get a count out of it. And right now he's got 4 points. Now trying to hook up a cradle on the far side. Man tried to come out from underneath, got the head a little too close to the knee, almost got cradled up, but gets back to his base. Lost his headgear, and a break in the action, and a 6-0 lead for Nick Piccinini.
Yeah, usually with that little wrist lock, that little cheap tilty lax rubber right there. Boy, just got physical, put the leg in there, that old-fashioned Turk. You can tell on the East Coast he's worked on a lot of techniques in the top position. He's got that extra long length, the long arms and legs, and that helps him from the top. And, again, right there, just a good, patient technique and gets a big 4-point near fall out of it. No question, Nick, in the next few years, he's going to put up a ton of bonus points because of what he can do on the top.
Headgear corrected, and a new start here as Nick Piccinini has over a minute of riding time, a 6-0 lead. And going back to work on top at the moment, a little spiral ride action. Right arm run back through the crotch just as Gillette got to his feet. Nick kicks his leg out from underneath him, gets him back flat, right back to his feet again. Tripoding out there has been Gillette. The royal blue singlet today for the Jackrabbits, the South Dakota State, trimmed in gold. Nick able to trap that right wrist and now trying to trap that elbow against the rib cage and roll him over. A little cheap tilt. So good at that, not able to do it that time.
Now, Big 12, again, Rodriguez from North Dakota State right now undefeated over maybe one loss, but he's probably the top seed so far. Nick, probably the number 2 seed. But again, Romero, Gillette, Templeman out of Wyoming, Trey Andrews out of Northern Colorado. There's a lot of good guys that are hovering around that top 33, so a good weight class here in the conference. And again, Gillette have a tough time getting through that to get to the national tournament. But again, he's going to be one of those guys right there. That boy, nice wrist turn here, wrist lock.
And, tied waist, little wrist locked up, roll him over, a 2-point near fall for Piccinini. 8-0 as the time is running out in the first period. And it does. 2:36 riding time and 8-zip the score on the board.
And I'm sure somewhere on that wrestling room wall, there's a big thing that says in all caps, bonus points. Work on it now, every chance you get, because when we get to Thursday, Friday in St. Louis, that's going to win you the championship. So every chance you get, instead of sitting there, get you a takedown, let's ride for 2 minutes, go ahead and throw you in a couple of sets of near fall points, because you've got to focus on that now, because practice makes perfect.
On the whistle, Nick immediately got to his feet to the edge of the mat. Dropping down, grabbing the ankle, trying to hang on to him, but Nick still on his feet. He turns in, gets his escape point as they go off the edge of the mat and head back to the middle of the mat. Piccinini with the escape, so it's now 9-0. Riding time holding at 2:21.
Now, Chris Bono not quite as energetic as Sammy Henson on Friday, but he's certainly an intense coach, very vocal coach.
Gillette got the low ankle pick, but Piccinini on the counter is going to come out with a takedown. Went to his rear end, but boy, nice counter to come up with the 2.
Get right into a turn as well.
Yeah, got that elbow locked up, and wrist locked up, rolls him over, a little chicken wing action.
That's going to do it.
Yeah, 4-point near fall. Put it on the board. It's 15-zip. That's going to end it right here early in the second period. Nick Piccinini of the Cowboys. The tech fall 15-0. Stopped in period number 2 and early in period number 2. The escape to take down the back points. And Nick will end this one early. The Cowboys lead the duel 5-0. Back in a moment. This is Cowboy Wrestling from Learfield.
Hi, I'm Bill Knight for Bill Knight Ford. All sports are built on tradition, but at Bill Knight Ford, we know that here in Oklahoma, it's more than just a tradition. It's a way of life, forged from loyalty and dedication. It's unwavering pride that survives the losses and is ignited by the wins. Bill Knight Ford is proud to support the OSU Cowboys and Cowgirls, Stillwater High School Pioneers, and the Perkins Tryon Demons. We wish them the best of luck this season.
January is jam-packed with cash and free play at Cimarron Casino with our Spin to Win drawings. Earn entries all month long. Then join us each Thursday in January from 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. where 2 players will be drawn each hour for a chance to spin the wheel and win your share of $4,000 of cash and free play. Visit CimarronCasino.com for details. Cimarron Casino in Perkins. It's a whole new game. Owned and operated by the Iowa Tribe of Oklahoma.
Cowboys have the lead at 5-zip as we move on to 133 pounds. And a much anticipated matchup this afternoon, maybe the most anticipated. Number 2 ranked Cade Brock, redshirt freshman, 16-0. And number 2 ranked in the country, as I said, meeting the number 7 ranked man. It's Seth Gross, a sophomore, 18-1.
Gross, a 41-pounder last year. Again, won 3 matches at the national tournament, around the 12 guy. Started his career at Iowa. Now it's South Dakota State. Yeah, it's going to be good. These guys can score points in bunches, so hold on to your hats. There's going to be a lot of standing around in this thing.
And we're underway. Right in the center of the big orange mat here at Gallagher-Iba Arena. Little half slapping, shoving, and bouncing around so far. Wait for somebody to fire that first takedown attempt. Little front headlock applied here by Seth Gross. He's got his headgear down around his bridge of his nose across his eyes. Stalemate called. He'll correct that problem with the headgear.
Gross has one loss to Montoya of Nebraska in the Midlands. Montoya was the champion there. Of course, Cade undefeated this year.
Cade shoots in on the double, didn't get it. Now goes up top, bear hug, takedown. Just big arm stuff there, and a takedown for Cade Brock up 2-0.
Yeah, Gross out of that front headlock, and I don't think he realized the strength that Brock had, because Brock's not going to get staked to his back very often. He's going to drop those hips, and boy, just a nice, powerful lift and big physical takedown for Brock.
Cade Brock, 2-0 lead, first period action. And he gives up the escape here to Seth Gross. Gross right back in. Shoots in on the single leg. Gets the ankle pick, but back over the top and getting the ankle free is Cade Brock, so they're back on their feet in the middle of the mat. Okay, little arm drag. Trying to slip around the outside. Didn't get there. Right back underneath on the single. Back over the top. Gross trying to turn it into a scramble. Locks the hands through the crotch or grabs the ankle. Cade Brock hanging on to the right leg. Has his shoulder right in the waist there of Gross. Again, he's draped back over the top of Brock and hanging on to an ankle. Gets a stalemate call.
Yeah, he's kind of a rope-a-dope type sometimes. Kind of like we saw Bo Nickel on Friday night. He likes to get you to his leg and work some of them spladles and some of them goofy counters. So you got to be careful when you get kind of locked up down there and kind of get in little scrambles. That's what Gross can do very well.
Drill starting warning to Gross just as Cade shoots in on a double leg. Back over the top, Gross again trying to turn it into a scramble as he has both ankles. Cade underneath there. Has an ankle, but his head right down on the mat at the moment. He's still not giving up on it. Comes up, trying to dump him over the top. And we still got a scramble going on. Both men hanging on to ankles and facing opposite directions. Now laying on his back a little bit, exposing his back. Gross trying to slip out the back door. Cade pointed the other direction. Now he's trying to turn his hips over the top. Again, still with a heck of a scramble going on, and Gross comes out with a takedown.
You got to be careful here. This is where he can go to work.
Got the tied waist. Cade quickly a little set out there. Gross with a reversal now, leading at 3-2. 22 seconds to go first period. Cade trying to get to his feet. Gross grabs a leg. Cade trying to turn back into him. Almost got caught on his back. 14 seconds. Cade just went back to his base there as he was trying to squirm his way out from underneath. 5 seconds to go in the first period, and Cade Brock looks like maybe taking a little breather here at this point. And getting ready for period number 2 down the point.
Good-looking scramble. That was off. Cade got to the leg again, but that whole sequence, some Gross rolling around in there and all that squirrely crocodile rolling between the legs, and just that's Gross's game. He can counter with the best of them, and again scores that big takedown. So a good, aggressive opening period. A long ways to go in this, but we saw there in the last 30, 40 seconds, very tough to get away from. So we'll see what Cade decides here. It's his choice. Second period. Coaches again, he's going to defer. Nope, he says down.
Yeah, he looked at his coach. Justin Smith said go down, so Cade is going down.
And everybody in the building that knows things, like, hey, this is what Greg Gross is hoping for. So Cade can get up and get that early escape. That could certainly be plant a seed in the head of Gross.
On the whistle, Cade doing a little set out. Gross trying to catch him again, grabs inside that knee, trying to catch him as he did that set out, trying to pull him to his back. Cade gets back to his base. Gross locks up that left ankle and again traps the wrist in underneath there. And Cade on his knees, but right now his head on the mat. Gross down to work that sheep tilt now. He traps the right arm, that right wrist, and the elbow, and got in underneath the hip, trying to roll him over. Cade didn't cooperate at the moment. He's flat on his chest. It is Gross leading at 3-2 and working on a minute of riding time right there. He's got a minute. Cade still with his forehead right on the mat. Gross showing that strength from the top position. He's trying to turn him, and South Dakota State coaches are wanting a stalling call underneath. Cade, 1 foot on the mat. Cross-body ride there by Gross. He still has that left ankle tied up. Cade with his forehead on the mat, just unable to get up at all. Got some blood on the mouth, it looks like, of Cade Brock, and he'll be checked out.
Yeah, surprised he didn't get warned underneath there, because trouble with even getting to a base. Got to his base late, but again, Gross, it doesn't appear to be this big, huge 33-pounder. Remember, he was at 41. It's just moving down a weight, doesn't have those big, powerful built, as a regular-sized body. But again, coming down from 41, he's obviously shown some physical strength to be able to hold Cade down like this.
And a caution on Cade Brock, moving too soon for that bottom position. A little blood in the mouth of Cade Brock, so we had a moment Regroup, 50 seconds to go. Second period. Cade sits out. Trying to grab the ankle, trying to bridge back into Gross. Trying to kick his way over the top. Gross still trying to hang on to the leg. Cade trying to work it into a reversal. Gross hanging on to the leg. Cade rolls him back over. Cade trying to get a count out of it. Gross still hanging on to that leg, though. And it's still 3-2. Gross still has control, although Cade has both legs tied up. Gross still hanging on to the other leg, facing the other direction. John Smith out. Wants to talk to Scott Hall, or saying something to Scott Hall, and then he looks at Cade Brock and said, get up, get out.
The other thing, too, and when Cade flipped over the top, that Gross is on his ankle. You're supposed to start a count of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, unless you move up. That's what the rules state. That's what some of the crowd was barking, and the coaches didn't really recognize it either. They should have been counting that whole time. And
Cade trying to turn back into Gross. He's got that right leg hooked up. Trying to roll it into a cheap tilt with 4 seconds to go in the period. Can't do that, but the time's going to run out. 2:19 the riding time for Seth Gross of South Dakota State and Cade Brock, who is undefeated on the year right now. A little crisis time with 2 minutes to go. He'll be in the top position and trailing 3-2. And the riding time over 2 minutes on the board for his opponent.
Yeah, so far the road dog, exactly what he wanted, to get that ride out, come to the third period with a 1-point lead. No, a 2-point lead.
Yeah, immediately Cade didn't try to ride him. Just pushed him away. Gross takes a shot, not able to get there.
Gross was warned in the first period as well. That could come into play.
Cade tried to hit a little duck under, didn't happen. Right back to work. We're in the final period. 4-2 the lead for Gross, and riding time at 2:18, and that's almost secure. Cade reaches in, gets the leg. Gross back over the top. Again, he's long, a long 133-pounder back over the top. Riding time is secure right now. And a stalemate called.
Yeah, finishing single legs on Gross obviously is a tall order, so you got to get that far leg, get that double leg or a different technique, because those single legs just aren't easy to complete.
Cade trying an inside trip there as he gets in with a hip lock, trying to step inside. Gross grabs the leg. Cade still with that hip lock, trying to go right in there and go after him, trying to set up a throw of some type. And Gross hanging on the right leg, but Cade coming out of it with the takedown and a 4-4 tie. Cade's going to cut him loose. So the riding time secure, and Cade trailing 5-4 on the board. Needs a takedown to basically tie it up with 45 seconds to go. Cade Brock backs away. The crowd getting into it. 35 seconds. Cade going up top, trying to inside trip, a little over-under. Trying to step inside, trying to set up a throw. They hit the mat again. Shoulder to shoulder, 20 seconds to go. Stalemate called by the official. 20 seconds remaining in regulation. Cade Brock trailing by 2 points. Hits the fireman. Oh, couldn't get it to work. He hit it. Got in there. Good penetration, but Gross just did not cooperate. Stalemate, back on their feet, 10 seconds remaining.
Yeah, Cade got to the position, but just kind of froze. Probably that second period of ride out, some extra energy, and Cade just couldn't finish it.
5 seconds, Cade in on the single leg, trying to pick it up. 1 second, time runs out. 2:11 the riding time, and 6-4 will be the final score. As Seth Gross comes in here and hands Cade Brock, the number 2 ranked Cowboy, his first loss of the season. 6-4 Gross over Brock. Cowboys lead the duel. The score is now 5-3 Oklahoma State. Back with more from GIA after this timeout. This is Cowboy Wrestling from Learfield.
It's game day, which means some fans are packing up the car 4 hours early, while others wait until just before kickoff. Some fans are wearing their brand new jerseys, while others are wearing the same jersey they've worn since '03, because it's tradition. And why shouldn't they? Football fans root for their teams differently, but they drink the same beer. Bud Light, the only beer that loves football as much as you do. Bud Light, raise one to right now. Enjoy responsibly. Bud Light Beer, AB St. Louis, Missouri.
The University Store is the ultimate shopping destination for Cowboy fans on OSU game day. Shop the largest, best selection of OK State clothing and gifts anywhere at the University Store's flagship location in the OSU Student Union. Or check out their concession setup at every home Cowgirls soccer event. Can't make it to Stillwater? The University Store makes it easy to keep your closet full of America's brightest orange, no matter where you are. Shop online 24/7 at shopokstate.com. The University Store is a proud supporter of Cowgirls soccer and OSU athletics. Go Pokes!
Back with you.
Andrade
At Gallagher-Iba Arena. Rex Hurt along with Roger Moore, and you heard that as we got back. Isaac Andrade will be on the mat for South Dakota State. He's a junior at 9-8. His opponent, of course, the number 1 ranked Cowboy, defending national champion Dean Howell, the junior 16-0 on the season, and we're underway. The Cowboys lead the duel 5-3. Cade Brock, moments ago, upset at 133 by 7th-ranked Seth Gross, 6-4.
Andrade out of Redding, California. And he is 9-8 this year. 38-41 for his career, so you would expect Dean to bounce back here. Tough loss for Cade Brock, but those two will probably meet again at some point. That's a heck of a match. That riding time point, that was a 2-minute ride out in the second period, the difference. And I think we've seen that Cade, a bit of an advantage from their feet. Gross, a bit of an advantage on the mat. So, again, redshirt freshman and sophomore, I figure those guys are going to wrestle a few more times over the next.
Well, Cade got out scrambled. We don't see that very often. That happened. And he's his shot that was turned into 2 points for his opponent.
Gross, like I said, he's good on the mat, good counter wrestler, and good series coming between those two.
Dean Howell in on the single leg. Hip lock stuck in there by Isaac Andrade. Dean wraps that right arm around the back and has his takedown, 2-0. Dean again, a little crossbody ride action. Trying to kick over the top, turned his man on his back, but Dean gets caught in underneath.
I don't think he gave Dean the initial takedown, actually. I think it's still zip-zip. He put 2 on the board, but he never signaled the 2, so.
Well, that's okay.
Yeah, he said
nobody's got anything? Okay. I don't know. Somebody's confused somewhere. I don't know. They show a 2-0 score. It should be either 2-1 or 0-0. There's a stalling warning. And, boy, the coaches are up and shouting. The referee, the scoreboard is wrong, and we got pandemonium here.
Riding time's still working. Hey, guys. Somebody. Yeah, little horn. Let's get something fixed here. Riding time, guys on their feet, riding time's at 54 seconds. So there's that riding time again we saw at the University of Iowa last week.
No doubt. We're done here. We'll have your C-Star Management C-Star of the Day, brought to you by C-Star Management in Stillwater and Oklahoma City. C-Star.com. See all the housing options that are available at C-Star Management. Homes, condos, apartments, etc., etc. Sizes, locations, price ranges. They got them all. And housing close to Oklahoma State, live by OSU.com. Before you make a move, visit C-Star.com or live by OSU.com. From C-Star Management, the sponsor of our C-Star Star of the Day. And in on the single leg is Isaac Andrade as we're back to action. High-low, able to get his right ankle free. Now grabs that left arm around behind Andrade and trying to finish off. Take that. Right now it's 0-0. That whole earlier flurry, same situation here. Dean Howell all the way around behind Andrade, has that right arm around the hips and steps over the top. But the hip lock stuck in there by Andrade. And so Dean still. Now he finally got his takedown. Finally got his takedown. It's 2-0. We're only 15 seconds to go in the first period.
Yeah, a good couple of scrambles. And I didn't think they had that. They never saw the initial hang-up for the first two. And I went back and got it squared away, so that's the first takedown of the match. And, again, a good, aggressive first period. Andrade, again, don't know much about him. A junior. Polmeyer's kind of been their guy, but in a good competitive opening period for the South Dakota State. Again, we coming in. This team's going to scrap. They're going to battle. They're going to wrestle hard. Dean still, again, offense isn't where it was at times late last year, but he's still continuing to just battle and win matches.
Dean takes the top position here in period number 2, leading by the score of 2-0 over unranked Isaac Andrade. Draped across the back, Dean again runs that right leg inside, draped over the back, crossbody ride. Traps the far side elbow, traps the wrist.
Nice.
Trying to roll him over, get a count out of it. Got a 2 count out of it. Andrade able to roll through it. 2-point near fall, 4-zip.
You saw that coming through that crossbody in there, and then reached through and locked up that wrist. And he didn't ever really get in a hurry to do much. He just kind of methodically works his positions, and it's 4-0 lead right here.
And riding time over a minute also for Dean Heil, and still working on that riding time clock. On the mat with his head on the mat, his knees on the mat. Andrade. He still has that right arm, now has it pulled up around the back. Slap a little figure 4 around the waist, and they roll this man over again. 50 seconds to go in the second period. He's still working for that top position. And official's going to stop it, start him over.
This is the first weekend that Dean hadn't wrestled somebody inside the top 20. And the Headley kid, the red shirt for North Carolina, gave him a heck of a match. Then number 9, number 7, number 5, Topher Carton from Iowa, number 18 last week. Wheeling unranked Friday, and now an unranked wrestler here, so a chance for Dean to take a bit of a breather. I guess got Airmen of Missouri next week, which will be a heck of a match. It's going to be a good dual meet. Missouri, promise you.
At a 14-4 major decision on Friday. They normally have a lot of blowout bonus point wins, but won that one big, and he's up here today, 4-0. Riding time goes over 2 minutes, but just 15 seconds remaining here in the second period. Doesn't appear that Andrade is going anywhere. Dean with that spiral ride will ride out the rest of period number 2. Now a little crossbody to close it out. That was going to look at Dean Heil. 3 tech falls and 5 majors on the year. So he has had a few blowouts.
I think it's kind of either or with him, feast or famine. It's either a blowout or it's a 3-2 third period scramble.
Dean in the bottom position. The top man moved him before the referee blew the whistle. Scott Hall will restart the 2. Final 2 minutes. Dean Heil leading 4-zip in the down position. Sets out immediately. Andrade has him around the chest. Dean continues to sit there. Andrade with those hands around the chest, but Dean unlocks the hands. He's out with the escape, and it's 5-0. The 2 men on their feet. Dean's got riding time at a 5-0 lead. A takedown away from possible bonus points here. The Cowboy Junior out of Brunswick, Ohio. Andrade, a little double underhook situation, but Dean wants no part of that. Been over and gets a stalemate called. Dean hits a high crotch in on the single leg, making a double. They hit the mat, hooks the leg, and scores the takedown.
All you need is Coach Smith to tell him what to hit, and he hit it. That was right on cue.
Dean going to try to work a little Kirk action momentarily. Now it looks like maybe he wants to try to fold him up and hook up a cradle on the far side. 7-0 with riding time. Headed toward 2.5 minutes. 35 seconds remaining third period. His opponent flat on the mat. Now gets his head off the mat momentarily. Dean jumps on top. There's a stalling warning underneath, and or stalling call underneath. And a point for Dean Heil.
Call it workmanlike, I guess, the old cliche. Just Dean Heil. 3 minutes of riding time. A couple of takedowns, riding time, and easy win.
And he'll ride it out. Major decision. Is it 8 or 9 to nothing? I thought they gave him a bonus point or a penalty point. Maybe it's 8 to nothing.
It should be 9. Yeah, you're 9.
I thought it was 9 also. The scoreboard doesn't say that, but that's nothing new. The Cowboys pick up the win there in a 4-point major decision. We'll make it 9-3. Oklahoma State. Back in a moment. This is Cowboy Wrestling from Learfield.
Working hard is in the past. Carrier creates innovative infinity heating and cooling systems with variable speed technology. These ultra-quiet systems deliver comfort with less effort for more even levels of temperature and lower utility costs. Infinity variable speed technology understands your home, providing the best in Carrier comfort for you. Step up to a better system. Carrier, turn to the experts.
Carrier and B&L Heating and Air Conditioning. Turn to the experts at BNLHeatandCool.com.
Does this sound like you? Or maybe your inner biker sounds like...
No matter what motorcycle motor is music to your ears, Shelter Insurance has a policy that's music to your wallet.
Shelter insures your fun stuff. Motorcycles to riding mowers, ATVs to RVs, bikes to bass boats. If it rides, rolls, or floats, we can cover it. Shelter Insurance. We're your shield. We're your shelter.
Ask Shelter Insurance Agent Wendell Stevens about a free insurance review at 1313 North Perkins Road.
Back with you from Gallagher Arena. Rex Holt and Roger Moore moving on to 149 pounds. Cowboys lead the duel 9-3, and Dean Hall again a 9-0 major decision win over Isaac Andre. They've given the Cowboys a 9-3 lead. 3 bouts into our duel today. If you're in town to check out Cowboy Wrestling, check out authentic Mexican cuisine and drinks at a great 3 great locations here in Stillwater. Palomino's on Perkins Road, El Burrito Vaquero on the Strip, or El Vaquero West on 6th Street. Give me your choice. It's Stillwater for authentic Mexican cuisine. We're underway at 149, and Anthony Kica for the Cowboys, and immediately Alex Koser shoots in, gets in on a single leg, getting him off of that leg, goes Kica immediately. Kica ranked number 2, the senior 11-0. Koser ranked number 20, a junior 17-4.
And 2 of those losses came to Sorensen of Iowa. Koser again, a tough character senior, 80-plus Division I wins, and a good matchup here.
Kica in on a single leg and a takedown. Boy, nice. Just as the man was going to turn in his scramble, he crossed him up, went the other opposite direction. Boom, right down to his rear end went Koser.
Nice. That's an extra strength that Kica's put on that frame of his. He's just a physical 49-pounder now, and boy, the heavy hands. He's in the guy's face, and I would assume he's probably irritating to wrestle against.
Got the takedown, gave up the escape, and the 2 men on their feet. 1 minute into period number 1, 149 pounds, 4th bout of the day as we started at 125. Kica again in on that single leg. Not able to pick it up or scoop it up that time, and backs out of there quickly.
Anthony always, boy, he puts his hands on you. He's active in your face, and he wrestles a very physical style now.
And in on that single leg again. Kica gets in, now making a double leg and a takedown. Nice. Got to the singles and again switched off to the double leg. And didn't allow that to turn into a scramble. Gives up the escape again. But Kica's up 4-2.
Okay, Brock notebook right there and get to that single boom, switch off to that double quickly. Don't allow those guys to look at that.
And another double leg takedown. That was on the low trajectory. Variety.
Relaxed for a second. Anthony just quickness right there as well and just bowled through him.
Had him right around both ankles and right at the edge of the mat. Scored another takedown. 6-2, 1 minute remaining in the first period. Gross gets an escape. Kica did more or less just pushing him away and back to work on a single. This time a hip lock stuck in there by Koser trying to fight him off. Kica, though, has the far ankle, has his takedown. They go to cut him loose again. 40 seconds to go first period. Kica's up 8-4.
Yeah, Koser hit 5-3 last year in that duel. May always a shot from Koser now.
Gets in on the low single, gets that left ankle. Kica shoots back over the top. He grabs a couple of ankles. He's upside down. Kica trying to fight off a takedown attempt from Koser, laying underneath. Koser turns into him, but Kica winds up with the leg. Koser again grabs the far elbow, trying to get around the outside, but Kica winds up with the pass by the takedown.
Dean Heil, School of Harry Houdini right there, just all but taken down, but Anthony Boy continued to wrestle, and boy, Koser's got to be frustrated after that.
10-4, Kica. Well, that was a heck of a scramble. I don't know how he did it, really. It looked like at the end a basic pass by, but it was anything but basic.
Get to that point with a full couple of chapters.
Well, it's 10-4, the two men on their feet. Kica in on the low single again, has that right ankle. Steps over, kicks the hips over the top, has another takedown.
Well, that's exactly, again, not going to allow those guys in that single to get around that outside, to get that crotch lock and switch up into that double leg. That's how you defend.
Boy,
counters.
Alex Koser stepped into a buzzsaw here as he gets the escape. Again, Kica just pushing him away, continues to come forward. Anthony again, low single. Koser with a little hip lock in there, but Anthony's got the far ankle and another takedown. He's broken his spirit at this point at 14-5 with a riding time over a minute.
And all you can say at this point, you don't want to look ahead, but Penn State
trying to hook up a cradle. Man turned into him at Kica, trying to hit him with that cradle. Didn't get it, but he still got an opportunity to get it. Koser trying to turn it into a reversal, but Kica almost caught him again, but Anthony was going for it. Gives up the escape here. Right back on the attack, 14-6. Koser, long-range shot, didn't get there. Kica, though, comes up with a reshot with the left leg. Koser again has that hip lock kind of stuck in there, but Anthony, a little bit winded there, as I don't have enough penetration or not able to suck it up. I'll back away and maybe get a breath or two here.
Yeah, 7 takedowns in about 4 minutes. He probably deserves to take a bit of a break. He's been relentless.
Koser takes a shot, didn't get there. Kica with a reshot and a takedown.
Jeez. I'm going to say you don't want to look too far ahead, but Penn State beating Iowa. If they take care of business, the Cowboys should take care of business. Penn State's going to be in here February 19th. Zane Rutherford, the national champion, who beat Sorensen in about 18 overtimes in that building on Friday night. That's all you can say. Get Kica and Zane Rutherford in here and see what happens, because Kica right now is in buzzsaw times about 12.
Well, the second period comes to a close. Kica 16-6 with riding time. The down position here in the final 2 minutes at 149 pounds.
I think they're going to need the upper area for when Penn State comes to town on the 19th, Rex.
I think you're right. Kica is going to work it into a reversal. Koser. And he's just been run through the mill against Anthony Kica. You can just tell he's not the same guy when you're getting beat this badly.
And it's a physical difference. I mean, Anthony, whatever he's done, he's eaten his Wheaties today and all year long. And Koser's not a small 89-pounder, but he's just getting whipped.
18-7 Kica as he gives up another escape with 1:12 remaining. Third period. Koser takes a shot, didn't get there. Kica trying to reshoot, trying to reach in and grab a leg of his own, but backs away, circles back to the center of the mat. We have 1 minute remaining third period. Kica back in on the single leg. Koser trying to hip lock it out again, but Kica has the right leg. Working his way around the outside, grabs the far side ankle, another takedown. Make it 20-7 with riding time. That's secure. Can't lose that. Gives up the escape, 40 seconds to go. Anthony Kica with a clinic here on this Sunday afternoon against a ranked wrestler. Top 20 ranked wrestler. 20-8. 1:55 riding time, 20 seconds remaining. Kica trying to hit a duck, didn't get there. Stalling warning there on Koser. Koser tried to grab a leg, didn't get it. Kica around the outside, has another takedown with 9 seconds remaining. Has both ankles. John Smith said keep him on the mat. 2 seconds. And that'll do it. 2:04 the riding time at 21-8. Not a bad performance by Anthony Kica.
It's got to be a tech fall, 23-8. That last takedown with riding time to be 23-8. 23-8, right?
23-8?
Yeah, it's a tech fall.
Right.
Come on, guys.
We will take a timeout here. Cowboys get 5 more on the board. They're still trying to debate that down the way, what the score is, but it should be a tech fall. 7 minutes, 23-8 for Anthony Kica over Alex Koser. South Dakota State at 149 and 5 more points for the Cowboys. 14-3 the score. Back in a moment. This is Cowboy Wrestling from Learfield.
Charlie's Discount Drug, where we know our customers by name. Oh, yeah.
This is Debbie, owner of Charlie's Discount Drug. Are you having difficulties keeping track of your current medications? At Charlie's Discount Drug, we can help make your smartphone smarter with the RX Local app. Access your medication list and order refills quickly and conveniently. Another free service provided by Charlie's Discount Drug, 723 South Walnut in Stillwater.
The Ranchers Club, Stillwater's finest restaurant, located in the newly renovated Atherton Hotel, offers impeccable steaks, gracious hospitality, and superb menu offerings. Whether you're enjoying our game day festivities or relaxing with that special someone during the week, the Ranchers Club will provide a memorable experience you will repeat time and again. Patio seating now available, and for students, meal plan and bursar is always accepted. For reservations, carry-out, and directions, call 744-BEEF or download the Ranchers Club app.
Visit Stillwater.org. Dine and stay in Stillwater and its partners, including Freddie Paul's Steakhouse, Rocky Mountain Chocolate Factory, Freddy's Frozen Custard, Domino's Pizza, Slim Chickens, Eskimo Joe's Mexico Joe's, and Mojo's Bar and Grill. Also visit Stillwater.org. Shop in Stillwater and its partners, Dupree Sports, Charlie's Discount Drug, BNC Business Products, Hall of Fame Book Trader, Merrifield Office Supply, and the Wooden Nickel. Support these great Stillwater businesses that support Oklahoma State University Wrestling as we're underway at 157 pounds. And Joe Smith for the Cowboys, ranked number 6. The sophomore is 6-2 on the year, beating Logan Peterson, a sophomore for South Dakota State, 15-8.
Yeah, good matchup here again. We've talked ad nauseum about Joe and his offense and getting going and getting some confidence. Working his techniques, getting his takedowns going. I know.
Nice little whip over, but didn't result anything yet for Joe Smith at the edge of the mat.
Peterson, one of those guys that you can't underestimate. Again, out of the rankings, 15 wins, and he can do some things.
At the edge of the mat, Joe's got the right leg, reaches around the back of the head, and maybe trying to hook up a cradle, but he'll get his takedown nonetheless. Right at the edge of the mat. Joe Smith up 2-0. Cowboys lead the duel 14-3. Again, a tech fall for Anthony Kica. And to do it all on basically taking that guy down and letting him up. That's hard to do in 7 minutes.
Well, you've heard John Smith talk a lot of times. Those guys, rankings 15, 20, 18. They used to do 8. Top 8 guys in amateur wrestling news. But now you got so many services and guys ranking up to 35 and all these indexes and ranking up to 70 some of those places. So, again, Coach talking about guys ranked 20th go out there and whip him, and that was, that's Koser's no slouch, but Kica, boy, I'm tired watching him. I mean, that was a full 7 minutes of movement by Anthony Kica.
Joe Smith gives up the escape and right back to work. Little front head like an underhook, reaches back, grabs the ankle. Joe slipping around the outside, or trying to score another takedown. Joe Smith up 2-1, first period action. It tied up that head, is stuck in an underhook, then reached back and grabbed that right ankle. Tried another little whip-over maneuver. Now he's all the way around behind his man, puts him on the mat for the takedown.
Good job, Joe Smith.
Immediately a little tight waist there, applied by Joe Smith.
A little bit of an extended shot from Peterson. And again, at this level, you take bad shots, you should be punished. And Joe encountered and got him a second takedown here in the first period, which is, again, we're talking about baby steps here. Joe still, fluidity he has from his feet sometimes, and he's fighting it.
Off the edge of the mat. Of course, Joe took him a long time just to get healthy, get his weight under control, to get into the lineup. So he started a little bit behind everybody else. Trying to work a cheap tilt here off the tight waist. Hooked up that right arm a little bit, but as he rolled him over, didn't have control of it. Didn't have that right arm pinned in there like he should. Rolls right back to his base. Does Peterson, and Joe Smith right on top of him, going over a minute in riding time to go along with a 4-1 lead. Peterson, a little set out. Now Joe cuts him loose. 13 seconds to go in the first period. Joe Smith with riding time at a 4-2 lead. Trying a little head snap. That didn't work. Goes the other way. Trying to hit a whip over. Greases back. Grabs the ankle. Time's going to run out.
Better. A couple of good takedowns. Never forget, I mean, you're a true freshman, 157. You're talking about Isaiah Martinez and Jason Nolf and just a lot of big, physical, tough, experienced 57-pounders. And Joe went toe-to-toe with a lot of them last year and got to the national tournament and wrestled a lot of matches and All-American. And his body, again, took a while to recover from that. And I think he had a little bit of a growing spurt. So a lot of things going on in Joe Smith's head.
Well, the down position here in period number 2. Joe's immediately to his feet, up and out with the escape. Joe's got a 5-2 lead. His riding time holding at 1:13 at the moment.
Expectations, again, as usual around here, so high, but when your name's Smith, they're even a little bit higher, so weighing on the young man.
No doubt. Little long-range shot there by Peterson. Didn't get there. Joe has him underhooked under that left shoulder. Joe likes to work this position here. Grab that head, hit the underhook, reach around the outside, grab an ankle, or hit the whip over on occasion. Again, it's a stalemate call there. We'll start them over with 1:12 remaining, second period. Back to action here at Gallagher-Iba Arena. Rex Holt, Roger Moore with you. We're in our fifth bout of the afternoon. Cowboys lead the duel 14-3. Again, Anthony Colliga did indeed have a tech fall, 23-8. Up that late takedown, rode it out, and with the riding time, a 23-8 tech fall for Anthony Colliga. For the Cowboys with 4 victories, a major, and 2 techs. Joe Smith out there right now at the halfway mark of our duel. He's up 5-2 with riding time, 35 seconds to go, second period. Long-range shot. Peterson did not get there. Head-to-head and hanging on the collar. Maybe a little bit of a break here. Oh, there's a shot underneath. Peterson gets in on the single leg. Joe gets the hips back. Looks up at the Cowboy bench and lets the period run out. 5-2, Joe Smith with a 1:13 riding time. He'll be in the top position here in the final 2 minutes.
And not the greatest 2 minutes there, but again, Joe's got the lead. And again, get your hand raised, get your confidence going. Rome wasn't built in a day.
A little set out there from Logan Peterson on the whistle. Joe has him around the waist. And Peterson sits there for a moment and tries to get a little side roll, but doesn't get out. Joe right back in control with the spiral ride. Peterson sets out again. Joe grabs him underneath the chin and throws him to his back. Joe's got him on his back. Referee looking at it. Joe Smith going for the fall. Old-fashioned headlock there and just whipped him to his back as he set out. Peterson able to roll back to his chest, but the 4-point near fall. Joe looks up at the officials and, are you sure I didn't stick him there? It's 9-2.
Yeah, that initial whip over to his back, the first 5-6 seconds, he was probably pinned, and Peterson got along with it. But we've seen Joe from that front headlock position that was kind of similar, and whipped him right to his back, and nice little separation on the scoreboard there from Joseph.
Over 2 minutes, almost 2.5 minutes of riding time now, a 9-2 lead. 46 seconds to go as Joe gives up the escape. 9-3. Joseph Smith with the riding time at 2:29. He needs one more point for another bonus point win for the Cowboys.
Now, Peterson hadn't done much here.
Off the edge of the mat. Joe looks up. His dad John Smith, the 26-year head coach, along with his cousin, Chris Perry, and Zach Esposito, no relation, all yelling at the Cowboys sophomore instructions. Both on their feet in the middle of the mat. 17 seconds to go as Peterson makes a long-range shot. Joe gets the hips back. 10 seconds. Peterson trying to suck up that right leg. Joe keeps the hips back, and that's going to be it scoring-wise. So this one, 2:29 riding time, and 10-3. A regular decision, but a nice win for Joe Smith. 3 more points for the home team. Cowboys lead this duel over South Dakota State 17-3. Back in a moment. This is Cowboy Wrestling from Learfield.
Celebrating its 100th year, Oklahoma State University Cowboy Wrestling continues its tradition as one of the most dominant sports programs in the history of collegiate athletics. A dynasty built on champions.
John Smith, 2 penalty points and a head snap for a takedown at the 3-second mark. And John Smith of Oklahoma State, the winner, 6-5. I told you not to get it.
Why not be a part of the next 100 years by joining the Cowboy Wrestling Club today? Just call 405-744-4541.
Wilson Chevrolet Buick GMC Cadillac, home of the largest pre-owned inventory in north central Oklahoma. With over 150 quality units on the lot, each undergoes a 110-point mechanical inspection and is backed by a 6-month, 6,000-mile limited warranty. With trade-ins arriving daily, the selection is unlimited. Come visit our friendly sales staff or online at www.wilsongm.com.
Wilson Chevrolet, Stillwater. Wilson Chevrolet, Stillwater.
Back with you from Gallagher Arena, Rex Holt and Roger Moore. Again, the Cowboys closing on a 3-duel homestand here. Iowa last Sunday, West Virginia Friday, and South Dakota State on this Sunday afternoon. And Cowboys in control right now, halfway through this duel, 17-3. The Cowboys lead it as we move to 165 pounds. Chandler Rogers for Oklahoma State, the redshirt sophomore, 12-2, ranked number 6 in the country. Veteran Luke Zilverberg on the mat for South Dakota State, a junior at 15-4.
Yeah, good matchup here. These guys can score some points. 4 of Zilverberg's last 5 matches have gone to overtime. So 8-6, 5-3, 5-3, 6-4.
And he's got a single leg right now on Chandler Rogers. He's got that right leg, the left leg now tied up. Had the right leg, just as he did. All of a sudden, trying to use that leg as an inside trip move from that coming out of a kneeling position. Chandler Rogers going to charge in there, step inside, see if he could work it. Didn't work, and then almost got taken down as Zilverberg was able to get some leverage to get the left leg tied up. But getting the hips back and getting off the edge of the mat, Chandler Rogers.
Talk about expectations. He's 12-2. He's got an overtime loss when he got pinned in that scramble against Cornell. So we talk about Chandler not being as good as we thought he could be, but he's still 12-2 with an overtime loss and that one pin. So and he's had a good season. Up a weight last year, and he's fit in nicely at 165. Obviously no Alex Derringer, but nobody is. But again, a key to the Cowboys' chances. Talk about bonus points. This guy can score a bundle of bonus points over the course of a couple of 3 days.
Well, he's trying to work some offense here out of a front headlock. Trying to shoot in underneath, get in on the single leg. Getting his hips back, still trying to get those hips back, but forcing his way underneath there. Chandler's got the left leg, trying to grab the far side ankle. Hip block stuck in. Zilverberg trying to fight him off. Chandler has him around the waist. Still has that left leg. Zilverberg trying to turn it into a scramble as he drops back, grabs the leg, but Chandler has the takedown and takes him off the edge of the mat. 2-0. Chandler Rogers on top. Chris Bono, again, 5th year head coach. National champion, 150-pounder once upon a time. In fact, the first ever most outstanding wrestler of the Big 12 tournament. Chris Bono in 1997. Doing a heck of a job, and his alma mater, I think, will be calling him when the season's over. After 9 years there as an assistant, that's where he built his resume. Chandler gets reversed. Back to action immediately. Chandler trying to work a switch as he got reversed and right back on top.
What you can do, I can do better. Exactly the same maneuver Zilverberg blasted out of there with a switch, got the reversal, and Chandler the exact same thing. So right where we started to the 2-zip, it's 4-2.
Chandler got that right leg run in on Luke Zilverberg, who comes out from underneath. And a little side roll there. Comes out with the escape. Chandler Rogers with a 1-point lead, 4-3, and pretty good action here in the first period, to say the least, at 165. Little head snap. Chandler trying to work around the outside, trying to step around there, and winds up giving up the leg. Zilverberg's got the angle, but cannot score a takedown as the time runs out.
Yeah, a little over-aggressive there as Chandler was clock watching, trying to score late, kind of went for it, and Zilverberg nearly got him a freebie there late. It would have given him the lead, but big 4 minutes here. It's going to be fun.
In the down position, Luke Zilverberg. South Dakota State, Brookings, South Dakota. The Cowboys were up there last year. They defeated the Jackrabbits 21-9. Their other meeting all time was a neutral site situation. First time that Jackrabbits have wrestled in Stillwater. Top position. Chandler Rogers has gone over a minute of riding time. We're in period number 2. Chandler leading 4-3. Zilverberg with his head on the mat, trying to spin out from underneath there. Has worked earlier. Chandler reaches back through the crotch and flattens him out on the mat. The official immediately stops it, potentially dangerous.
Had that hammerlock back there and went above 90, looks like, and kind of jerked it to take Zilverberg back to the mat and stopped it immediately.
On the whistle, Chandler headed toward a minute and a half of riding time with a 4-3 lead. Second period about halfway done. And it is right now. 1 minute remaining, period number 2. Chandler still riding. Again, this period on top. Doing a good job of riding a tough kid in the veteran junior, Zilverberg. Got that left wrist tied up. Jumps around the right side. Grabs the right wrist. Does Chandler Rogers. Still hanging on to that right wrist. Cowboy coach is saying, hey, the man underneath not doing much. Chandler back over the back again, still hanging on that right wrist. Zilverberg with his head on the mat, his knees on the mat. Chandler over 2 minutes of riding time. There's a stalling warning underneath. Chandler still with that right wrist tied up. Doesn't really have a leg tied up. He's just mainly been riding up high with it wrist locked up and looking at the scoreboard. And the clock's going to run out in period number 2. Nice ride by Chandler Rogers.
Third ride out we've seen today. Nothing crazy there. One's looking up on those wrists, up on the upper shoulders, but 2 minute ride out. 2:35. Zilverberg good from the top position. Most of these Dakota wrestlers are, so you got to be careful here.
Chandler did an immediate set out, and immediately Zilverberg jumped on him, kind of slapped a figure 4 around the waist and tried to jerk him backwards to his back. Chandler rolled over back to his stomach, back to his chest. Zilverberg ties up the right leg. Chandler now gets his feet under him, stands up, has the escape. Luke Zilverberg, at that point, more or less just cut him loose. So Chandler's got a 5-3 lead with riding time, third period. Long-range shot. Zilverberg did good there. Chandler able to post him, slips around the outside, scores the takedown.
Exactly what should happen. A long-range shot, no real setup, overextended. Chandler with an easy block, and again, against top-level competition, that's why these guys are All-Americans and champions, because they make you pay for your mistakes. You're held accountable for doing something dumb.
The breathing room for Chandler Rogers, now up 7-3 with the riding time. They cannot lose, so for all practical purposes, an 8-3 lead for Chandler Rogers. Cowboys lead the duel 17-3. Schaer looks back at the Daktronic scoreboard as he heads toward 3 minutes of riding time. Now grab the leg and try to kick the hips over the top. Schaer trying to kind of a crab ride, except for the fact that his opponent has his left leg. Schaer got to do the splits out there, but still around behind Zilverberg and still in control. At the moment, 10 seconds. Schaer gets his leg free now. And continues to ride.
A good win for Chandler Rogers right there. Good, tough, 7-minute match. Gets a good opponent. Nothing flashy. It's a good, solid, fundamental win.
3:24 the riding time, 8-3. The final decision. Chandler Rogers with another win for the Cowboys, who now lead the duel by the score of 20-3. Back in a moment. This is Cowboy Wrestling from Learfield.
Cowboy fans, stop by Chris's University Spirit today to sign up for the Orange and Black Spirit Club for only $40. You'll receive a membership club shirt and a 20% off card good on items for 1 year from purchase. All you have to do is stop in at 244 South Knobloch on Campus Corner in Stillwater before it's too late. Also visit us online at chrisuniversityspirit.com today.
Cowboy fans, skin cancer continues to be a growing epidemic, but Stillwater Dermatology Clinic is there for you. With locations in Stillwater and Ponca City, board-certified dermatologist Dr. Thomas Hall is available to help you with all your skincare needs. Dr. Hall treats acne, psoriasis, and all skin disorders, and also offers cosmetic and laser services. Call 405-533-DERM or visit stwderm.com today.
We move on to 174 pounds. Kyle Crutchmer ready to step on the mat. The number 5 ranked Cowboy, a senior 10-2 on the year. His opponent number 20 ranked David Koser, the junior, 13-5 on the season. Cowboys lead the duel 20-3.
Yeah, similar to his brother Alex. Again, a guy that's won a lot of matches and a dangerous opponent.
Long range shot by Koser. He's got that left leg in his grasp, getting his hips back, though, is Crutchmer, who now goes with a little double underhook, little cement mixer, trying to throw the man over on his back, and Crutchmer gets caught on his back. Crutchmer battling his way out from underneath. But a 4-point. Well, they only say 2-1. Maybe he gave up. Yeah, he got a 4-point near ball.
Yeah.
6-1 is the score.
Yeah, Kyle put himself in harm's way right there. Didn't have that thing locked up tight, which you have to do. When it works, it's a thing of beauty, but if it doesn't work, you can get embarrassed in a hurry, and you saw the energy level pick up as he went to his back, was not going to get pinned.
Yeah, that was
mad. He exploded off the bottom, and he's going to come back big time now.
He's trying to hook up a double underhook. You can tell he's a man on a mission at the moment. As not only, again, it kind of hurt his manhood a little bit. But
yeah.
He was trying to put the big arm on him, turn him on his back, and wound up almost getting pinned. So, but yeah, as he exploded, my goodness. See that strength. I can hear about a woman picking a car off a baby or something.
Yeah, that was, this ain't happening right now. Boy, he was off there in a hurry.
Head to head. 6-1, the lead for David Koser. And Crutchmer trying to end it early, trying to throw him to his back. It ended here in the first period. Got caught on his back, and
you don't have to throw a 6-pointer together here. You got plenty of time to get you a couple takedowns and work your way back into it. Certainly no need to panic.
1 minute to go. Crutchmer reached in underneath, but nothing there. Out of Tulsa Union, Kyle Crutchmer. Great football player, wrestler, obviously, at Tulsa Union for the Redskins. Came in here, I don't know if anybody knew exactly what to expect, but boy, he has blossomed into a top-notch 174-pounder. Last couple of 3 years for the Cowboys. Missed most of last season, a stretch run anyway, because of injury. To being an All-American the year before, and well on his way to being another one last year. Crutchmer reaches in, slaps the knee, nothing there. 21 seconds to go. First period. Crutchmer's dug himself a bit of a hole here, down 6-1. 12 seconds to go in the first period. And David Koser been playing a lot of defense since Crutchmer got called in his back. And again, a self-inflicted wound, and he hit one mad hombre.
Yeah, he's a little hot under the collar there as he, again, risk-reward. All that happened here once upon a time. Old Dustin Slater from Minnesota tried that against Alex Mead and got caught, and Mead got him a big win out of that. Obviously, a cement mixer series.
Well, in the down position is Kyle Crutchmer. And he's trailing 6-1. Riding time's not a factor yet. Koser trying to hook the ankle. Crutchmer a little set out, gets to his feet now with the escape. It's 6-2. Just underway in the second period. Again, Crutchmer's got plenty of time. Koser in on a single leg. Crutchmer goes upside down. Little figure four up around the head and the chest of Koser. Crutchmer has been doing a little headstand. As he's upside down, he's got that right arm also pinned to the rib cage, got the hands locked around the waist, figure four up around the neck, and nobody's going to go anywhere else. Stalemate call.
Yeah, sometimes the best defense is a good offense, and Koser there kind of surprised Kyle, I think, got to the leg. First shot he's taken. Kind of caught Kyle upright. He's trying to lock something up. Upper body, and Koser, again, just playing it close to the vest here. You can do that when you get a 4-point lead midway through the match. Hadn't been warned yet, which is a bit of a surprise.
Took a little bit of a shot there, did Koser. Probably more for show than effect. Reached in, slapped the leg, and backed out. Crutchmer trying to bull his way underneath there. Koser with a front headlock. Crutchmer circles back to the middle of the mat. Again, reached in underneath. Nothing there. 30 seconds remaining, period number 2. Koser took a semi-shot, didn't really get there. "20 seconds to go. Crutchmer, underhook on the left shoulder. 10 seconds. Trying to grab an ankle, didn't get it. Trying to step around behind, couldn't get there. Boy, nice effort there by Crutchmer, but Koser a good job of staying out of harm's way. So we go to the final 2 minutes here at Kyle Crutchmer. Number 5 ranked Cowboy. He's down to the number 20 ranked Jackrabbit. David Koser, 6-2. Riding time is not a factor. On the whistle, Crutchmer from the top position jumps out on the head. Now gives up the escape. And it's 7-2. Crutchmer needs a big move. Fortunately, he does have that in his arsenal. Trying to go the double underhook route. Nothing there. John Smith up at the edge of the mat. Koser's not been warned. And he has a 5-point lead. Now he has an ankle. Koser shoots it underneath, grabs the right ankle. Crutchmer back over the top. Grabs an ankle of his own, and again doing that headstand. Koser trying to slip out the back door as he hooks a leg. Crutchmer with the hands through the crotch there and upside down. Koser trying to stack him. Crutchmer trying to kick his hips over the top. Scramble still going on, although Crutchmer's in trouble. Sitting on his backside and right in his midriff, hanging on to his ankles.
Clock continues to run as well, eating a lot of clock here in this scramble.
50 seconds remaining in the match. Crutchmer upside down, still has the hands locked through the crotch. Little figure four up around the chest, around the neck. 35 seconds. The riding time will not tell me the factor here, and it's 7-2 Koser. Crutchmer and Koser still in a scramble. Stalemate called by the official with 13 seconds to go.
Yeah, that was about a minute and a half of scramble with no points. And Kyle just, again, went for it early. You can't fault him for going for it, but he'd give up a 6-0 lead just like that. And it's a good opponent, tough to come back.
Well, he's just going to go ahead and try to headlock there, try to grab a leg. The time runs out, and no riding time. It's a 7-2 decision, and second upset of the day against the Cowboys. Cade Brock went down earlier, although he was wrestling the number 7 ranked man in the country. And right here, the Cowboy 174-pounder Kyle Crutchmer, upset by David Koser. David Koser winning it by the score of 7-2. Cowboys still in charge of the duel. It's 23-6. 3 bouts remaining. Back in a moment. Cowboy Wrestling from Learfield.
January is jam-packed with cash and free play at Cimarron Casino with our Spin to Win drawings. Earn entries all month long. Then join us each Thursday in January from 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. where 2 players will be drawn each hour for a chance to spin the wheel and win your share of $4,000 of cash and free play. Visit CimarronCasino.com for details. Cimarron Casino in Perkins. It's a whole new game. Owned and operated by the Iowa Tribe of Oklahoma.
Hi, I'm Bill Knight for Bill Knight Ford. All sports are built on tradition. But at Bill Knight Ford, we know that here in Oklahoma, it's more than just a tradition. It's a way of life, forged from loyalty and dedication. It's unwavering pride that survives the losses and is ignited by the wins. Bill Knight Ford is proud to support the OSU Cowboys and Cowgirls, Stillwater High School Pioneers, and the Perkins Tryon Demons. We wish them the best of luck this season.
Back with you from Governor Arena, and the Jackrabbits have won a couple of big matches today. 133-pounder Seth Gross upsetting Cade Brock 6-4. Cade ranked number 2, Gross number 7. And number 20 ranked David Koser just beat Kyle Crutchmer, the 5th ranked Cowboy, 7-2. But a lot of self-inflicted damage there for the Cowboy senior.
Yeah, that's one of those things you're going to look at the results after this is over and say, man, that was a nice, tough, solid 7-2 decision. But those that were here will know what happened. And so let Kyle go into the national, ranked 8, seeded 8th, under the radar. That wouldn't be a bad thing because we know Kyle Crutchmer among the top 8 in the country for sure. That's going to hurt him a little bit, but I'm not sure it's going to really influence what he does over the next couple of months.
Well, a takedown to open the match for Nolan Boyd, the Cowboy 184-pounder against Martin Mueller, the redshirt freshman from South Dakota State. But immediately he works a reversal on Nolan Boyd. And now Nolan's out with the escape, but boy, off and running at 184. Nolan scored on the opening whistle, got reversed, and now back in underneath. And scored another takedown is Nolan Boyd, number 6 ranked Cowboy senior, 11-3 on the year. Mueller, the redshirt freshman again from South Dakota State, is 10-7 on the year.
It looks like Nolan's got a bit of a physical advantage. Both guys are very tall, but kind of a wild opening minute here. Both guys kind of going after it.
Nolan trying to work a little cheap tilt. Traps the wrist. Looks that left elbow against, trying to pin it against the rib cage underneath those hips and roll him over. Had it for a moment. Couldn't sustain it. Nolan Boyd a 5-2 lead. We're in the first period. Headed toward the halfway mark of period number 1.
Nolan Boyd just very active from the top.
Got a chicken wing in. Now rolls his man over. Getting a count out of it now is Nolan Boyd underneath the chin. And little chicken wing action at 9-2 now as he gets his near fall points and opens up some breathing room here in the first period.
Kind of like Kyle getting off his back. I think Nolan, after that performance against Iowa, I expect him to wrestle very hard the rest of the year because I think that made him very happy. A couple of big matches coming up for him next weekend on the road. You're trying to stay inside that top 6, top 8 seed. When you're the 8th seed, you can get a shot at a Gabe Dean or somebody in the quarterfinals on Friday, which is what happened to Nolan last year. Got to the quarters. He came back strong the rest of the tournament.
Got that left arm up around the back. Hammerlock there against Martin Mueller. Jackrabbits waited two guys at this weight. Zach Carlson riding it out. A lot of his teammates getting turned over again for another sheep tilt and some more back points. Nolan gives up the arm. The official says, I can't give you the points to you, whatever. Nolan jumps back on him, gets his 4 points, and that'll end the first period. And Nolan Boyd 13-2 lead, 2:25 riding time.
Yeah, one of the matches today that didn't have a star by it. Obviously, Nolan Boyd, an All-American, top 5 guy. Mueller has a ways to go, but Nolan, again, the coach talks about scoring points in the first period, piling up those bonus points, and Nolan in 13 in the first period. That's what you want to see.
On their feet in period number 2, Nolan right back to work it on the single, making a takedown. The opponent immediately trying to scramble out from underneath there, but couldn't get away. And Nolan trying to cheap tilt him again. Rolls all the way in underneath his opponent, trying to trap that with. His opponent grabs him by the head. Got the elbow and the head and trying to turn Nolan on his back. Nolan gets the head free. Jackrabbit coaches were wanting a reversal there and some back points, but even the official was giving a good smile there as Nolan still in control, but dangerously close to getting flipped over. If he could have freed that leg, could Mueller, and Nolan could have gone to his back. Nolan has that right wrist tied up as a 15-2 lead, over 3 minutes of riding time, and we're just in the second period. Obviously, he get in this one early. Off the edge of the mat. They can turn him again. 15-2.
They only wrestled about 4 minutes, and Nolan's got 3:18 of riding time, so that kind of tells you the story here.
On the whistle. Mueller does come to his feet. Nolan with a little spiral ride, puts him back down on the mat. Over 3.5 minutes of riding time, a 15-2 advantage, 40 seconds remaining. Second period. Nolan still with that spiral ride. Now has his man flat on the mat. .28 seconds remaining in period number 2. Mueller's again on his knees on the mat. Nolan with a tied waist. Ties up the wrist on the left side as he's flattening out his opponent. 6 seconds to go. Nolan reaches back, grabs that right leg, looks up at the clock, and that'll do it for period number 2.
Not sure why we didn't see a warning there underneath. He laid it on the mat for a good minute and a half, but boy, dominant performance here from Nolan Boyd. Again, 11-3, kind of like Kyle Crutchmer. Just get him in the bracket, see what happens. Obviously, Gabe Dean and Bo Nickel, a couple of top guys of this weight class, but again, you're talking about the team requirements. Nolan caused a lot of damage.
He's coming out. His Boyd with the escape, 16-2. One more point will end it. Just underway in period number 3. Shot by Mueller, but nothing there. Nolan right back in, gets in on the single leg. Mueller trying to reach back over the top, grab Nolan. He's got the outside leg. He's got the takedown, and that'll make it 18-2, riding time 19-2. And the tech ball, another one for the Cowboys. Their third of the day. Courtesy of Nolan Boyd over Martin Mueller, South Dakota State. 5 more for the Cowboys, up 28-6. 2 bouts remaining. Back with more after this timeout. This is Cowboy Wrestling from Learfield.
Would you like to do your banking anytime, anywhere? First National Bank and Trust Company now offers mobile check deposit with its mobile banking. You can now deposit your checks from anywhere using your smartphone in an instant. And best of all, it's absolutely free. First National Bank and Trust Company, your first choice in banking, with branches located in Stillwater, Morrison, Weatherford, Cordell, and Hinton. Go Pokes! Member FDIC. Whether you're looking for a burger before the game or a place to celebrate another Cowboys win with the family, University Dining Service has you covered. With more than 30 individual restaurants on campus, there's something to feed every Cowboy. Fresh sushi daily, 100% local, never frozen burgers, Oklahoma favorites, and more. At our table, you're always family. So pull up a chair and dig in. Visit dining.okstate.edu for more information. University Dining Services, where the Cowboys dine.
Two bouts remaining in our duel today, and we're at 198 pounds, and it will be Preston Weigel. He got Friday night off. But the fourth-ranked Cowboys redshirt sophomore out of Russell, Kansas, will wrestle today. 13-2 record going against the number 8-ranked man in the country, Nate Rodert, a junior, 12-3 on the year.
Rodert out of Spearfish, South Dakota again. 22-12 last year. Preston beat him in the finals of the Big 12 in a tight match. He's got 3 losses this year. Lost to Farr of Minnesota, Studebaker of Nebraska, and then lost to Patrick Downey of Iowa State way back in November. But, yeah, this, again, another possible preview of the Big 12 finals. Round of 12 at the national tournament. Again, a couple of horses right here. A couple of guys with firm handshakes.
Back at it. On their feet. I gave the wrong score. It's 25-6 as we went to the break.
Nice little almost ankle pick from Weigel. Again, getting some offense going, and all bets are off. Obviously, Jaden Cox at the top of the rankings, and Brett Farr from Minnesota, who Weigel's lost to twice. That's why he's 13-2. Jake Smith in here on Friday night in a riding time point. Got him a 1-point win over Derek White.
Trying to reach in underneath there is Weigel, but so far kind of a cautious start to this one for the two big 197-pounders. Two guys that do not skip lifting practice.
Yeah, that's one of their favorites, apparently.
Shot in underneath there by Rodert. Skipping away from that ankle pick possibility was Preston Weigel. 25-6. After Koser upset Crutchmer, I gave the Cowboys 3. I gave both teams 3 points there, so bad bookkeeping. Koser's win made it 20-6. The tech fall by Nolan Boyd, 19-2. The 5:25 mark made it 25-6. We're at 197. Single leg shot. Weigel gets in on that right leg. Did his hips back and reaching over the top and grabbing an ankle. Is Rodert, still made call by the referee.
Yeah, a good shot there from Weigel, though. Kind of caught Rodert a little half shot and then a re-shot from Weigel off that, but got to the leg. But big, strong guys, you got to move quickly. Chain wrestle into a different position. You get to that leg and freeze. 9 times out of 10, you're going to get a stalemate. Go to the Anthony Colica School of Finishing.
No scores so far in this one. 40 seconds remaining in the first period. The crowd right now, and again, a decent crowd in here for the festivities. Kind of quiet at the moment. Weigel reached in underneath there, but now that crowd making some noise. Rhythm McClapping with 15 seconds to go. 297-pounders shoulder to shoulder. Not much happening at the moment. And that'll do it for period number 1.
I guess in this day and age, we could say, what, probably 9,000 in here tonight? 12,000?
I know we were going with that.
Reporting crowd numbers could be an issue moving forward. We'll shoot for the 10 to 12,000 mark against Penn State in here, most likely on February 19th.
2 men on their feet. Oh, bear hug. Roeder trying to pick up Weigel there, shoulder to shoulder. Weigel with a headlock. Oh, wow.
They're going to look video review here.
And, boy, Roeder was trying to go with a bear hug and going up top of the old-fashioned headlock. And again, exposing his own back as they hit the mat was Weigel. He wound up on top, trying to keep a toe inside the circle, and the official said no. He says, I'm going to go to the scoreboard and the scores table, and I'll look at it on replay.
Boy, I'd love to see like a pounds per square inch right there. Roeder had that thing locked up, and then Weigel locked that thing in the headlock. Here we go, boom. Toss, just, boy, maybe in, but, boy,
that was big boy wrestling there.
That was, I'm going to say nothing. Yeah, it's probably the right call, but a lot of action there for no points. But
heck of a power struggle, that's for sure.
The Greco community would be proud.
I tell you what, I like the move by Weigel, though. The moxie on that particular situation. The other guy had his arm pinned and had him bear hugged. But he countered with that headlock and ultimately wound up on top, but outside the circle. But nice to know he's got that in the arsenal.
Plus, up there, I'm assuming it was the Jackrabbits' choice, and Roeder chose neutral because they didn't want to go underneath Weigel. So does Weigel choose top in the third if we're scoreless?
Trying to go with the underhook. Roeder underhooked that left shoulder. Now trying to go up the body again. Double underhooks. Weigel bends over at the waist at the far side edge of the mat. Don't want to be called for fleeing the mat. He's got the double overhook. Roeder's got the double underhook. And nobody winds up with anything as they go off the edge of the mat.
Roeder's not bashful about it going upper body, trying to lock something up. But again, Weigel showing some strength there. Got to be careful to get worn, though.
Second period, no score. And only 30 seconds to go in the second period. There's a stalling warning on Preston Weigel of Oklahoma State.
That was probably the right call, as Roeder's been somewhat the aggressor.
Roeder shoots it on a single leg. Weigel bridges back into him, trying to drive him backwards. Roeder able to keep his balance. Both men on their feet. Again, shoulder to shoulder and off the edge of the mat.
There, yep, they're going to warn Weigel again, leaving the mat. Big point there for Roeder. He put his wrist up and said one, so
a point as they went off the edge of the mat there at the end of that period.
And again, the scoreboard
1-0.
Yeah. Wow.
Going to be in the neutral position here in the final 2 minutes.
Weigel's got to go get him a takedown here.
So nobody going down in this match.
Well, Weigel must have chose down, or somebody chose down and gave the other one. It had to be Weigel chose down and Roeder just gave him the escape. That's where Weigel from.
All right.
Weigel chose down.
Weigel chose down. They started the period on their feet, but
Roeder must have said, just let's start neutral. Give him the point.
So it's 1-1. 1-1. We're in the third period with the two men on their feet. And watch ya. This one coming right down to the end. There's a shot in underneath. Roeder gets it on the single leg. Weigel trying to get the hips back. Trying to get the right leg free. Reaches back to the crotch. They're rolling through it. Roeder gets caught on his back momentarily. Weigel reaching across, trying to work it into a takedown. A heck of a scramble still going on. Weigel winds up upside down and hanging on to a leg. Roeder on his knees, facing the opposite direction, trying to figure out a way to come out the backside. 1-1, 45 seconds to go, third period. Roeder trying to turn into Weigel. Weigel still has the leg tied up. Still scrambling at the edge of the mat, 32 seconds to go. Both men hanging on to an ankle. Stalemate call, 24 seconds to go.
Who's got the energy left here? That was a mad scramble for a good solid 30 seconds.
So again, a stalling point for Roder. Weigel got a freebie escape point to start this period.
Be careful here as Roder comes charging in. Don't want to get forced off the mat here.
Good. Roder's point is a penalty point. Weigel called for stalling and then for fleeing the mat.
Yeah, both guys very tired, you can tell.
It headed overtime.
Last 20 seconds, both guys are trying to catch their breath. Good, tough action here.
1 minute on the clock. Score tied 1-1. If you win here, or get a takedown here, this 1 minute stands, it's over. Shot in and Roder on the single leg to hit the mat right back in the scramble mode. Weigel now trying to slip out the backside. Roder trying to hang on to the ankle. Weigel trying to get his ankle free. Roder's laying on his left side, hanging on the ankle. Weigel trying to turn back into him. Now Weigel's upside down. Still scrambling mode with 30 seconds to go. Still in a scrambling mode. And can anybody come out of this? Weigel's got an ankle. Roder's got an ankle now. Roder. At least he's up. His head's up off the mat. Laying on the mat, hanging on to an ankle, trying to get the clock to run faster is Weigel. 8 seconds stalemate call.
Wow. They spent half of this match in that same tie-up right there, ankle to ankle, and just either man can finish. A couple of tired puppies.
Weigel gives up a double-leg takedown. It looks like, and that'll be it. Weigel just stood there, got taken down. Mackey just didn't have anything left in the tank at all, and in overtime, going to be a 3-1 decision for Nate Roder and the Cowboys. Upset again here against the Jackrabbits. Cowboys have long ago put the duel away, but Nate Roder wins an overtime match here. Cowboys lead it 25-9. One match remaining. We'll have it after this timeout. This is Cowboy Wrestling from Learfield.
Wilson's celebrating 30 years with new 2017 models arriving daily. The sale is on to move all 2016s. Chevy received more 2016 J.D. Power Awards for initial quality and dependability than any other brand, making this a winning model year. With discounts up to 16%, this is a perfect time to check out Chevrolet's winning lineup at www.wilsongm.com.
Wilson Chevrolet, Stillwater. Wilson Chevrolet, Stillwater.
Groundhog Day comes along once a year, and so does University and Community Federal Credit Union's Groundhog Loan Sale. The Groundhog has saved over $400,000 in loan interest for credit union members through the years. Remember, the loan sale is February 2nd only. Loans start as low as 1.89% APR. Get approved between January 18th and February 1st. Visit CUInTouch.com/groundhog for event guidelines or stop by the credit union at 311 East McElroy in Stillwater. Loan is subject to credit approval. A lien filing fees required. Must be 18 or over to apply.
Well, we're done here. We'll have your C-Star Management C-Star of the Day, brought to you by C-Star Management in Stillwater and Oklahoma City. Before you make a move in Stillwater or OKC, visit c-star.com and see all the housing options. Homes, condos, apartments, all sizes, locations, and price ranges. And if it's housing around Oklahoma State, be sure to visit livebyosu.com. Before you make a move, visit c-star.com or livebyosu.com from C-Star Management, sponsor of our C-Star Star of the Day. Don't forget to order your Big 12 Conference Wrestling Championship tickets. It's going to be at the BOK Center in Tulsa, March 4th through 5th. Big12sports.com/buy tickets or visit their Facebook page, facebook.com/Big 12 in Tulsa. We'll see you there for the Big 12 Championships. Both of these teams will be there. Oklahoma State, South Dakota State, and a takedown for Austin Schaer, the Cowboy heavyweight. Old-fashioned double leg. Jump shot on top of Alex Mackey. Schaer ranked number 7, the senior 15-1. Mackey 6-7 on the year, a sophomore.
Good old-fashioned blast double from Schaer.
And back to move. Little cheap tilt. And these two guys about the same size. About 8 pounds differential. There's a 2-point near fall and a 4-0 lead for Austin Schaer.
Good to see Austin again. But he's got the confidence. He's wrestled some of the top guys. Has that ranking up there against these guys that aren't ranked. Boom, go out there. Use athleticism. Blast double. Put him on his back. In the past, he might have just gone out there and given his opponent too much respect and let the clock run, go work for a takedown. But Austin, again, big, physical, better athlete than a lot of these heavyweights, and that showed right there. Just, again, his confidence continues to grow. He's got some good wins, including last week. He's not going to possibly challenge Kyle Snyder of Ohio State, but who is? Who is? Yeah, most of the world can't do that, the young 20-year-old. So, but he can certainly help the Cowboys' cause. We've looked at this lineup again. No chance or no reason to believe you can't have 10 All-Americans. You get 10 guys that could finish in the top 8. You do that, and Gophers did it once, and right. Well, it might be what the Cowboys do this year, but they also have some potential guys that could be on the big stage, no doubt. No doubt about that. Cade Brock took a tough loss today, but he's still going to be ranked inside the top 4. Dean Hiles, the defending champ. Colic is number 2. Chandler Rogers is very dangerous. Kyle Crutchmer will be just fine. Nolan Boyd will be just fine. Preston Weigel, tough loss there against a guy that, again, ranked 8th, but Rodert, tough customer. And, boy, unfortunate Preston has run out of gas. I mean, after 7 minutes in that tough overtime.
Got that arm pinned around the right side there, and Schaer trying to work it into some more back points.
Schaer's one of those keys, in the beginning of the season. Cowboys, their one possible hole. 285, he's going to be the guy, but he's certainly filled that void big time. And, again, Austin could do a lot of things in St. Louis, no doubt.
Getting underneath those hips again. Get another count out of it right now is Austin Schaer. And he keeps that wrist locked up. He's trying to put him. Back underneath those hips. Got the man on his back. Now trying to go up top. Grabs him around the head, turns him on his back. There's the fall.
That's a way to finish. That's a way to finish. Austin Schaer against the guy again. Put him on his back and pit him and send everybody home feeling good about themselves.
Austin Schaer with the fall for Oklahoma State. That was the only fall of the day, but the Cowboys did have some tough falls, 3 of those to be exact, as well as a couple of major decisions, and survived a couple of upsets today. But the Cowboys roll on to the dual victory. 31-9 will be your final score as Schaer winds up the afternoon with a fall again over Alex Mackey in 2 minutes and 46 seconds. We'll come back to Gallagher-Iba Arena in Stillwater and start to wrap up our broadcast today. Cowboys roll 31-9 over South Dakota State. This is Cowboy Wrestling from Learfield.
If this was a typical car dealer commercial,